Focus groups are an incredibly popular method for gathering customer feedback, and also an incredibly polarizing one. While they don't offer any reliable insights about usability or actual user behavior, they can help researchers get a better understanding of the problem space before running additional research. In my last video, I defined focus groups and discussed some of their benefits and pitfalls, which are especially problematic when focus groups are used as a standalone research method. The problem is, a lot of organizations do use them as a standalone research method. And worse, they don't run them effectively. So, if you're considering using focus groups to kick off your next research project, use these 4 tips to plan and run them more effectively. First, recruit participants that are representative of your target audience. Even if your user is everybody, there will undoubtedly be shared behaviors or backgrounds that can segment your audience into definable groups. And ideally, try not to use demographics. These are a poor predictor of actual behavior. Recruiting is a tricky balance of finding people with similar shared motivations while also inviting a mix of backgrounds to reduce bias from other sources. On that note, consider potential sources of bias from the focus group structure. Think about who isn't included and why. For example, if you're holding an online focus group, you might be creating barriers for people with poor internet connections, or people who don't own a personal computer, or people who don't use computers all the time for their day job. These folks might not be able to join a video chat without a significant disruption to their day. Or if they do join, they might not be as participatory if you're also using an online meeting tool or a virtual whiteboard that they're unfamiliar with. Or with in-person focus groups, it's fair to assume that the study will only involve participants from the immediate commutable vicinity, meaning within the city or within the state. Especially if your team isn't paying for travel or if you don't give enough lead time for those traveling from further away. In both cases, study accessibility will play a huge role in whether you're getting the perspectives of disabled participants. Can disabled participants get into your facility and participate readily? Can nonverbal participants contribute? Which leads us to number 3. Treat your focus group like a workshop. You may want to offer both verbal and written opportunities to contribute. Limiting your focus group to spoken answers will not only be inaccessible for people with speaking challenges or difficulty hearing, it's also going to be challenging for people who are not native speakers of the language that you're using to facilitate that session. Give participants sticky notes and use the diverge-converge technique as a way to maximize participation while reducing bias. Also, keep in mind that most of your participants probably haven't met each other before, and they're going to be asked to share information that might make them feel vulnerable or different from others. Some easy warm-up activities with no correct answers can help ease people in, like having participants write their first names on a folded sheet of paper. That said, don't break the ice with deeply personal or sensitive topics, which can actually backfire and cause participants to withdraw. Finally, number 4, don't wing it. Have a written plan and facilitator guide. Write your prompts in advance to avoid leading or biasing participants, and use the funnel technique. Start broad at the beginning and get more specific as the conversation progresses. Think about how you might ask follow-up questions as well, using both a positive or negative framing to avoid leading participants, especially since conversations may naturally skew in one of these directions. For example, if you ask someone, "What would you say is most challenging about your job?" you might follow up with, "What do you enjoy most about your job?" It takes great preparation to run a great focus group. By paying close attention to who you're involving and how you're involving them, you can make a massive difference in the quality of your insights and take your focus groups to the next level.
Thanks for watching. If you want to see more of our UX videos, take a look at these over here and consider subscribing to our channel. On our website, nngroup.com, you can access our free library of over 2,000 articles. You can also register for one of our UX courses that offer live, hands-on UX training.